At FSD Africa, we believe in finance for all, that everyone in Africa, rich or poor, urban or rural, at home or homeless, deserves access to financial services to help manage their lives.
With over 65 million people forcibly displaced worldwide and 15 million forcibly displaced in Africa alone, refugees represent a huge financial inclusion opportunity.
Worldwide, the number of FDPs is growing each year and displacements are lasting longer.
In Rwanda, very few of the country's 160,000 refugees and refugee businesses benefit from good quality insurance, lending, savings, and payment products, despite high levels of mobile phone penetration, valid banking IDs, and over 90% of refugee households earning more than nearly $30 a month.
Working with DFID, UNHCR, AFR, and other partners, FSD Africa aims to bring two worlds together: the banking industry and African refugees, in a way that creates value for everybody and ends poverty, using the power of markets to make the whole process last long after we've gone. We realised that showcasing market intelligence and market sizing work to the financial sector on its own just wasn't enough. To fully understand the opportunity, banks needed to see and feel the refugee market for themselves. For 3 days, we took bankers out of their offices in Kigali and into Gihembe refugee settlement in Rwanda.
This design sprint process is a very new thing for us at FSD Africa, within the financial inclusion world and within the development space.
It's basically going through a product development cycle, from identifying the needs of the refugees to being able to brainstorm and prototype and build products that we feel would then best fit their needs.
First day in the room, as soon as the result of the market assessment had been shared with them, as soon as they had the chance to see the data, to understand the fact that actually refugees can be bankable, that they have an income, that they are not simply relying on cash assistance, they really saw them under a different light.
All financial sector players should stop looking at refugees as just refugees. They should look at them as their potential clients, really. The same way they would treat me, Fidelis, who has a full-time job salary, is the same way they should look at these refugees.
One of the obvious things that financial service providers then tend to gain is probably enlarging their scope and even now play into the unbanked world. So basically you're going to increase your clientele going forward.
When we thought about what financial service providers needed, beyond money and beyond information, what they needed was exposure. They needed exposure to help them design products specifically for this market.
We are coming to see an agent. He's doing a Tigo Cash, mobile money. We are coming just to present to him some project or some services we have so that we can get feedback from him to see what's the challenges, what can he advice to us, what can we add on the service we already have.
Savings is very important, so he's looking for a way to save his money, and the interesting thing that he said is he'd actually like to save his money in a different way than from his mobile cash, because that's his business and he doesn't want to mix up his personal finances with his business cash, so he'd actually like to save his money in the bank. But I think the most important thing is that everybody wants to save and everyone is looking for a very convenient and affordable and easy way to save.
I was very surprised because before arriving in the camps, I was not expecting to see someone with a business like other Rwandese outside of the camps.
There's actually more potential than we had thought. Yeah,
we didn't think that the refugee camps actually have economic activities. It is interesting that people have salaries, they have jobs.
Plus the range going from those without with a very little, and then you get to Ame, who even has electricity in his house.
Yes.
Moving the refugees from getting food or the in-kind humanitarian aid into getting cash is an important step, but I think now what we need to do is we need to do more. How do we get that cash into bank accounts? How do we create a savings culture? And then what other financial products can we offer?
We are here to design, to see what products can be suitable to those refugees. I'm sure that we will come up with a good product that will meet the need of those people in camp.
When you're able to go through this process, observe them firsthand, learn from them, test new models with them, you can really see what could work, what won't work, throw away bad ideas, build on good ideas.
Financial inclusion is really the key to unlocking economic inclusion, and in doing so is really creating a win-win situation where everybody has a better outcome and a positive sum game.
We hope that from this process there will be some new thinking as to what refugees represent. Not customers for NGOs, but customers for banks, customers for MNOs, customers for insurance companies.
All banks want clientele, right? These are potential clients who could be saving through our banks and who could also help us as a bank to develop ourselves.
I think it's time for banks to innovate better and be able to build solutions which would then take them to the clients rather than having the clients go to them.
Ibikoresho nyine tubifite bihagije. None ibikorwa byacu byakwaguka. Natwe byamara kwaguka tukabishyura dushingiye ko uko dukora bitewe n'uko abakiriya bagenda biyongera bitewe n'uko ibikorwa byacu bigenze neza n'ibikoresho dufite.
Banke kuyangira icyizere nabona ngiye ubwanjye byanteza imbere ndetse nabo ibyo bakeneye kuri ngiye byaboneka. Kuko umusaruro waboneka ku byo bampaye kandi n'igishoro bampaye ndagisubiza hehe aho kigomba kuba nanjye mbana icyo ngomba kubona nayaho kaboneka.
It is possible to serve the base of the pyramid, especially refugees, profitably. I would recommend anyone that is looking at serving the refugee population but doesn't necessarily know how. You just have to get your boots on the ground. You actually have to roll your sleeves up. You have to walk into a camp. You actually have to talk to a few people. And then through those engagements, you'll get that aha moment where you realize, wait a minute, I can actually solve this problem.
Refugees need more than food and shelter. They need more than handouts. The whole purpose of this project is to think differently about how we deliver aid. By supporting the best and the brightest ideas from the private sector, we aim to create real and lasting value, not only for the banks, but also for the people that really need it.